How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with another episode of our UFC save in WMMA 5. And here today we have UFC Fight Night Lee versus Edwards. It is a semifinal in the super lightweight Grand Prix tournament. There you can see the rest of the card along with the prelims. You can pause it if you want to take a closer look. We are making our way towards UFC 291 Jones versus Velasquez. 3 title fights on that pay-per-view card. It is sure to be a good one. I'm AZPlow21. I appreciate you guys as always. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Links are down in the description below. Follow the Discord as well so you can converse with me and a bunch of other fans. Links are down in the description. Let's get right into it. UFC Fight Night Lee versus Edwards, semifinal time. Live from Mississippi. Let's get this card underway, starting with Robin Pokerface Van Roosmalen and Kron Gracie in the prelims. And Robin Van Roosmalen knocks out Kron Gracie, basically ending his UFC tenure, honestly. I mean, he's lost 5 out of his last 6 fights. Yeah, it's not going to be it's going to be the unemployment line for Kron Gracie, unfortunately. Pat Sabatini taking on Juan the Spaniard Archuleta. I had the pleasure of watching Pat Sabatini in action live recently, so that was pretty cool. And Juan Archuleta just recently losing his title to Pettis, but he gets a win here today over Sabatini, knocking him out in round number 1. Archuleta getting a big win here today. Julio Cesar Neves taking on Will the Kill Chope in the featherweight division, and Chope giving Neves only his 3rd loss of his career. And this is Chope coming into the UFC after a long time away. Did very well in deep and comes in and gets a big win after coming back. Lacey Parlier taking on Deanna Bennett in the flyweight division, and it is Lacey Parlier with a TKO victory in round number 2, improving to 11-1. Drakkar Klose taking on Jay the Prodigy Dodds in the lightweight division, and it is Jay Dodds who gets the win over Klose via knockout in round number 3. And he calls out AJ Agazarm. Alexander Sadad at 40 years of age taking on Roberto De Sousa in the lightweight division, and De Sousa gets the rear naked choke in round number 1. He's now 4-1 in his UFC career. Mateusz Rebecki taking on Ozzy Dagulabov. Sure. Rebecki 12-3. Dagulabov is 15-3. And it is Rebecki who knocks out Ozzy in round number 1. He's now 4-2 in his UFC career. Han-Sul Kim taking on Logan Storley in the welterweight division. Storley, a good prospect, 16-2 in his record, and he loses via triangle to Han-Sul Kim, 17-5, 1-1 in his UFC career. Brandon Thatch taking on Themba Garimbo, very cool name. Garimbo 10-4, odds-on favorite against Brandon Thatch, but he loses via TKO in round number 1. Who calls out Alex Morono. Clint Hester taking on Dusko Todorovic in the middleweight division. Hester 14-9, Todorovic 11-2. And Todorovic gets a submission victory over Clint Hester, improving to 12-2. Meatball Molly McCann taking on Miranda Maverick in the first fight on the main card. Molly McCann, of course, 14-4, having recently lost to Shevchenko for the title. Miranda Maverick is looking like a very good prospect, 6-0 in the UFC, coming off a win over Marina Morosh. But Molly McCann knocks out Miranda Maverick, giving her just her 3rd loss of her career and her 1st in the UFC. Molly McCann, a big win here today. Chaos Williams taking on Mike Chiesa in the welterweight division. Chiesa 20-9. Chaos Williams 17-1, looking like a very good prospect, undefeated at 7-0 in his UFC tenure. And it is Chaos Williams who gets the TKO victory over Michael Chiesa in round number 2, 18-1, looking like a problem in the welterweight division. TJ Dillashaw taking on Tom Duquesnoy in the bantamweight division. TJ Dillashaw having a tough time since he's come back. He's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of his last 6 fights, getting a win over Geraldo de Freitas his last time out. Tom Dumont, number 19 in the division, coming off 5 straight wins. So I don't know what the deal is with him. I think he was on hiatus maybe. No, not really. They're just not ranking him that highly. He's the odds-on favorite against Dillashaw, and he knocks out the former champion in T.J. Dillashaw in round number 3. Brad Tavares taking on former champion Robert the Reaper Whittaker. Now, Whittaker is coming off of a drug suspension, 22-7-1. As you can see there, beat Jack Hermanson, but then lost due to a drug test. Before that, beat Chris Weidman, lost to Derek Brunson and Israel Adesanya. And Brad Tavares, number 6 in the division, coming off 2 straight wins, Jack Hermanson and Rafael Carvalho. And it is Brad Tavares knocking out Robert Whittaker, the former champion, knocked out by Brad Tavares. And calling out Paulo Costa. Co-main event of the evening, Alexander the Great Hernandez taking on Super Sage Northcutt. Northcutt still just 27 years old, 12-2 in his UFC career. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight wins in the UFC since he's been back. Alexander Hernandez, number 21 in the lightweight division, coming off a win over Alex Reyes. And it is Alexander Hernandez who beats Super Sage Northcutt. Maybe getting a little bit of that popularity off of him as well. But wow, I did not expect Northcutt to lose there. As we move on to our main event of the evening, the Motown Phenom Kevin Lee taking on Leon Rocky Edwards. Oh, sorry about that. Taking on Leon Rocky Edwards. This is the Super Lightweight Grand Prix semifinal. Leon beat Aliaquinta and then beat Santiago Ponzinibbio to advance here to the semifinal. And then on the other side, you have Kevin Lee. I mean, you can see he's doing very well in a bunch of other weight classes. But look at the run that he's on. Michael Johnson, Cowboy Cerrone, Conor McGregor, and then beats GSP and Kamaru Usman. My guess is Kevin Lee takes this, but we're going to have to see what happens. It's our main event of the evening. It is a semifinal. Someone is going to the championship as we are underway. I mean, Leon Edwards has fought for a couple of titles in his own right. Could we potentially see him fight for yet another championship here today? Or after this, I should say. Not much going on here in round number 1. Nothing significant landing. Countering with a right hand. Edwards hits a jab in the exchange. Quick 1-2, nothing really going on. Glancing blow with a high kick. Round 1 comes to an end. And apparently Kevin Lee won it. Not much really going on to start off. No takedowns or anything. No big shots from either competitor. Edwards absorbing punches from Kevin Lee. These two guys are very even. Edwards with a spin kick to the body. I'm super excited. Next weekend, I get to see Leon Rocky Edwards in action against Nate Diaz as I'm recording this. UFC pay-per-view here in Arizona. Right roundhouse kick to the body. Damage to the legs. Lee shoots in for a takedown and he gets it. Uh-oh, they're going to try to scramble now. Uh-oh, Lee takes his back. Rear naked choke. And he gets it. Wow, never mind. I thought he got it. But apparently time ran out. Lee goes in for a takedown again and he gets it. He's going to try to take his back again. Pushing him up against the cage. And he gets a takedown. Side control. Going for an arm bar. Edwards blocks it. Arm triangle. Can't get it. Second half of round 3. Armbar from side control. Edwards says no. Edwards is fully getting dominated by Kevin Lee, however. Lee going for a Kimura. He can't get it. Another attempt. He can't get it. And they stand him up for the end of round 3. And Kevin Lee is up 3-0 now. Uh-oh. Sensational head. Edwards is out. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner. And moving on to the championship of the Super Lightweight Grand Prix, the Motown Phenom, Kevin Lee. Your main event, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Lee is going to be fighting for the Super Lightweight Grand Prix Championship. Now let's see what we got here. Any fantastic fights? Yup. Van Roosmalen and Kron Gracie. Give Chope a performance bonus. Give Thatch a performance bonus. Rebecca too. And yeah, I'll give Tavares one too. All right, nice $1.5 million profit. Northcutt, Kevin Lee, and Robert Whittaker, the highest paid fighters. Northcutt losing his fight and still the highest paid. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, and I believe the other fight is Mark Jakashi, or I'm not quite sure how to say his name. Is it Mark Jakashi or is it Diakise or Diakise? I'm not 100% sure. I'm comfortable in saying Jakashi. Mark Jakashi, but whatever. It's going to be Jakashi and AJ McKee in that other semifinal. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that, because that's going to decide the second competitor in the finals. Honestly, though, I feel like Kevin Lee might take it here regardless, no matter who the opponent is. Kevin Lee is on such a hot streak right now. I just don't see it ending, really. I just don't see it ending. I can't fathom Kevin Lee losing to either of those guys, in all honesty. Let's go and take a look at our rankings now. Update that. Nothing at heavyweight. Nothing at light heavyweight. At middleweight, Brad Tavares in at number 4. Whittaker all the way down to number 16. Chaos Williams up to number 12. Chiesa down to 16. There you can see Kevin Lee up at number 1. At lightweight, Hernandez up to number 18. At featherweight, Juan Archuleta is in. At bantamweight, Dukenwa up to 14. Dillashaw down to 21. We're going to have to really start thinking about if we want to keep Dillashaw. I mean, he's done nothing but lose since he's been here. I mean, he beat Gerardo de Freitas, but I don't know. He needs I don't know about easier fights, but I mean, he's got to pick up some wins. Nothing at flyweight. Nothing at featherweight. Nothing at bantamweight. At flyweight, Molly McCann back at number 3. Maverick moves down to 15. Parlier moves up to number 21. And at strawweight, couple girls move up. Welcome Natalia Denisova. The next time I see you guys will be for UFC Fight Night, Weidman versus Van Steenis. Following that is UFC 291, Jones versus Velasquez. Should be a good one. I appreciate you guys as always. I'm AZPlow21. I'll see you guys at the fights.